É, tem que ser modelo, né? Ter sucesso, né? Modelo com sucesso. É. É.
This is Bloomberg Markets. I'm Scarlett. So Eric Trump has been railing against what he considers unfair treatment from big banks. Just last month, he was on Bloomberg and said pressure from traditional banks to TradFi helped drive him to decentralized finance.
They did everything they could to try and cancel us. They did everything they could. I'm talking about traditional banks to put us out of business. I was the guy who was getting hundreds of letters from the big banks, Capital One, JP Morgan, all of them, Bank of America. So the point was just on trying to take away accounts for golf courses, for hotels, for residential buildings, for doing absolutely nothing wrong.
A fired up Eric Trump on Bloomberg back in mid-September. But now, after apparently getting shunned by major banks, Trump's family money has found another place to call home, and that is Citigroup. According to Bloomberg reporting, Eric Trump has signed up as a client at Citigroup and has established a trust there that holds some of his father's money. Todd Gillespie covers banking for Bloomberg News in New York. Citi is one of the banks that he covers, and he joins us now. So tell us a little bit more about this relationship that you've uncovered between Eric Trump and therefore the Trump family with Citi.
Thanks, Scarlett. Yeah, so what we do know is that after the presidential election, James Fraser congratulated the president, as did many corporate leaders in America, obviously. At some point, there were discussions that appeared between Eric Trump and Andy Sieg, the head of wealth with Citigroup. And since then, Eric Trump has now become a client of Citigroup, a bank that used to do dealings with his family's businesses way back in the 90s, lost money on that and was burnt by that. And now the Trump family seems to sort of have ingratiated themselves a bit more at one of the biggest banks on Wall Street. It's the third largest lender in the US. It's a bank with a big global presence. It's one that is growing its wealth management platform quite aggressively now. And obviously this is, aside from the fact you're banking a US president, you're also now banking, or holding a US president's money. Technically they're banking Eric Trump here, but this is a multi-billion dollar fortune that they now sort of have a piece of here.
And I'm glad you bring up the wealth management business at Citi because they're definitely trying to get more family relationships, kind of become, a bank that serves these families. And this is kind of under the mandate of Andy Sieg, who heads up the wealth management business. Is this business that they went after?
It's not clear to us that they went after proceedings. We don't have any reporting to suggest that James Fraser was soliciting this business. We just understand that she congratulated the president and then after this, in normal course of contact. But what we do know, you're right, in Citigroup's wealth business, like many global banks, they want James Fraser and his family to come on board.
Que bom, não dá pra arrumar.
Has traditionally made a name for itself as being one of those type of banks that has manages people's money across continents as well. But here specifically, obviously, this is a relationship with very politically influential people. Yeah. Citigroup, among Wall Street banks in particular, does need good, curry good favor, right? Still needs curry good favor right now in the administration because it is under deregulatory pressure as well.
Like every good thing. Really appreciate your joining us and bringing us this reporting. We've got Todd Gillespie of Bloomberg News, who covers finance, including Citi. Now, while the Trump family is constantly a center of attention and public scrutiny, one of Wall Street's record-breaking traders wants the exact opposite, which is to stay out of the spotlight entirely. And he is Main Street co-founder and billionaire Rob Ranieri. He is so reclusive, we don't even have a recent photo of him to show right now. Bloomberg chief Wall Street correspondent Sri Natarajan has been following Ranieri's career, and here's one piece on him now. Sri, if you were to draw a picture of him, what would he look like, and how does he differ from your typical Wall Street firm CEO?
Well, for one, it is incredibly hard to find any picture of him because he does want to stay out of the limelight. And the only one that we could find of him was back at his casino. Yes, this co-founder of Wall Street's most successful trading firm owns a casino, has financed a casino in Mississippi, and only photos we could find of him are from a party celebrating the employees of that casino, wearing a fedora and his long hair and a boutonniere on his shiny jacket. He does seem to be an interesting character, and from all we could tell and all the conversations we've had with folks outside Wall Street, his friends, associates, all these people who work for him over the years, he's such a fascinating character. He was $27 when he left to get jobs to Susquehanna. By that time, he was making $700,000 a year. But then he paired up with two of his former Susquehanna colleagues, and they started Jane Street, which today, especially with their second quarter numbers of more than $10 billion in a quarter, holds the title of the most lucrative trading house out there. And with all the other co-founders of Jane Street having left, it is Rob Ranieri alone at that place. And remember, this is a firm that claims it's run by dozens of partners, decisions are made by committee, but there is at least one man who clearly stands above the rest just because of his title, stature, and how long he's been associated with the firm.
So you cover big firms like Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs. What does Jane Street do? What is its bread and butter business?
Jane Street, these firms are sort of part of this new breed in the last 20, 30 years that have come. They are market-making firms that have benefited from the electronification of markets, from the explosive growth of ETFs, and also the stricter capital investment banks who back away a little bit. If you're a big player in the creation, redemption, trading of ETFs, you can also make money from the mismatch between those baskets of securities and the lines that they reference. And Jane Street does a very good job. It also has more than $50 billion of its own capital to wager. That figure in itself, the Jane Street capital, has grown by 50% since the end of the year. And that will only continue to grow because of successful seeing all signs that from 2016, what they made in 2016 was about $1.35 billion. They are on track this year to make more than
Ih, logo, caramba, não dei. Agora por quê?
Let's get.
Yep. Boy.
Glad I found you. Arthur, they got Bill.
What? Who has him?
Bounty men. I found their camp nearby. They got Bill tied up. I'm gonna go take care of it. Come on.
Pô, mano, não outra marca, velho.
Bill.
Yeah,
Bill
well.
Lazarento.
Coming?
Ai,
Alright,
muito
lead
bosta
the
aí.
way.
Caralho.
So how'd you find him?
Pera aí,
He
pô.
said he was going hunting. Never returned. I was able to track him pretty easily. Only a matter of time before they decide to pick up camp. Head for town to collect the bounty.
Guess we're in shots again.
When are we not, Arthur?
Fair point.
What'll Dutch do?
Ain't for me to say. Doubt Bill'll like it, whatever it is.
He's a problem. We all know it.
Is that for me to say?
Yeah, I think it is, Arthur.
Well, let's save his ass first. Worry about how to kick it later.
Okay, we're getting close. There they are, on foot from here.
It's okay.
Stake out your position. Ready when you are, Arthur.
Ah, é? Pô, que saco. Puta mais barra. Não deixa eu ir, não.
Come on, it's time.
Cuidado, deixa eu me falar nas horas da morte aqui. Peraí. Horas da morte. Não, aqui não.
Here. I'm not waiting. Be more. Just come if you're coming.
Oh, droga. Pro pau!
in time.
So, the topic of this
Let's go! Get me out of here!
using the university infrastructure project to come down on Democrats in New York.
Thanks, Javier. I owe you for this. Well, I'm gonna head back to camp, find a bottle, and nurse these bruises.
Yeah. I'm headed to camp as well. Thanks, Arthur.
I'm Alex Rodriguez. And I'm Jason Kelly. And we're back with another season of The Wheel with athletes and entrepreneurs who are changing the game on and off the field. Jerry Jones, Erica Ayers-Badon, Michael Zone, Justin Tuck. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.
In case you missed it, on Bloomberg Tech Asia, from labs in Shenzhen to workshops in Silicon Valley, humanoids are staring out of science fiction and into our reality. This might seem like just a gimmick, but the humanoid companies in China, like Unitree, are blending tech and entertainment is seen as a serious path toward commercialization. Ultimately, the goal is to bring humanoids into households, with varying estimates.
When they gonna learn?
Bloomberg Tech Asia.
¿Se mata? ¿Lo salva? Essa espantar aqui dá pra salvar. Da puta.
Used to be, one would say, what's that got to do with the price of tea in China? When they wanted to poke holes in the relevance of something. Now though, if you're in tune with how events around the world affect each other, it becomes clear that the current going rate of tea in China has a lot to do with a lot of things. Not just tea things either. The tariffs, franchises, and IPOs. How much?
In case you missed it on the opening trade.
One of the words that we use as an organization is global trade is too big to fail. It's like water, it's going to find its lowest point, and there has been a shift in trade. So as an example, China-US was a big trade lane for us, and Asia-Pacific to US was a big trade lane for us. Well, now that's shifted to China and Asia-Pacific to Europe.
Yes.
So we have seen a shift in trade.
Don't miss the opening trade, live every weekday. Tech is integrated into every aspect of our lives, from finance to defense, AI to entertainment, and from the road to the stars. Bloomberg brings you the latest stories from the people and companies pushing the tech sector to new frontiers, and the politics that shape global tech markets. I'm Tom McKenzie in London. Watch Bloomberg Tech Europe. New episode every month, only on Bloomberg Television.
Welcome to Bloomberg Markets. I'm Scarlett Fu. Let's take a look at what's happening across the financial markets. The NASDAQ 100 is the lone main benchmark index that is gaining right now, up for a fifth straight day. Actually, let me correct myself. The Russell 2000 is now in the green as well. But the NASDAQ 100 gaining for a fifth straight day, up by 0.2%, really powered by a lot of the semiconductor names, including Marvell and Intel. We are seeing some modest moves in treasuries. The 10-year yield now down 1 basis point to 0.08% as investors continue to wait for some kind of progress on the end to a government shutdown. Nothing like that right now is forthcoming. You are seeing a little bit of relief in gold after steady record highs there. Right now, an ounce of gold is $38.37 on a spot basis, and crude oil deepening its losses. WTI now losing 2.2%. That is a 4-month low. OPEC Plus is expected to agree to restore more supply at this upcoming weekend meeting. But let's go back to equity for a moment and check in with Bloomberg's Nora Melinda for more on these individual equity movers. Nora, what do you have for us? Well, speaking of relief, Scarlett, I'm looking at shares of Stellantis, which has been really pressured much of this year. We're seeing the automaker up about 7% in trading today, despite being down about 20% year to date. And this is after the Jeep maker reported an increase in third quarter U.S. deliveries. Of course, this is sparking optimism across the stock and the sector more broadly. But there are some names that are in the red here. Let's look at shares of Rivian. Not doing too well today. Shares are down more than 8% in trading, and this, of course, is after the company narrowed its full-year outlook, specifically for EV deliveries, to the lower end of its previous range there. And this, of course, is the latest pullback, as we've been seeing this company really struggling as it relates to the loss of incentives and really people getting out there and buying some of these cars. Last but not least, let's end things off with Tesla, a name also in the red this afternoon. This is after the company actually reported a surprise record quarter of vehicle sales in the U.S., especially as a lot of consumers are ramping up their purchases of EVs before federal tax credit expired here. But I mean, if you think about what's going on here, you dig a little bit deeper, there are a lot of questions that remain here, in particular with Tesla, especially as it relates to details on the affordable version of its Model Y. That's what I'm looking at right now, Scarlett.
All right, thank you so much, Nora Melinda. And Nora set us up perfectly because we want to discuss Tesla and its prospects a little more now and bring in Bloomberg Tech's co-host Ed Ludlow. He is in New York for the week. So the actual catalyst for today's movement, I know that it's moving to the downside when the quarterly deliveries were a good news story. I guess the question here is, even with this surprise upside to the quarterly deliveries, Tesla's challenges remain.
Or the Tesla number for the third quarter, is it an anomaly? So, say it out loud, it was a record quarter, 497,099 vehicles delivered, when consensus was for about a 5% drop year on year, 440,000 vehicles. Something very clearly happened in the quarter, and that was a rush of consumers in the United States before the federal tax credit expired. So the market reaction was really interesting because when the numbers broke, it was a pretty big jump in pre-market, 3%. Now the declines are more serious, down 3%. And I think the market very quickly realizes that this might have been a one-off. Bearing in mind, November 6th, investors vote on a compensation package for Elon Musk. And in that proposed compensation package is the mandatory goal of him delivering 20 million vehicles over 10 years. That means 500,000 vehicles every single quarter for 10 years.
That's a lot of big numbers. How does he get there without a low-cost EV?
Yeah, so it's really, really interesting. The other phenomenon of the quarter was that Tesla very quietly started doing advertising and marketing, which Elon Musk doesn't like advertising or marketing. The story historically has been what was called parketing. In other words, Tesla's brand was sort of self-fulfilling. People would see a Tesla and be like, what's that? I want one of those. But what I've heard from sources inside the company is after they experimented with ads on like YouTube, Instagram for their energy business, like solar and batteries, they saw a direct uptick in sales. So they took that and they were like, let's start doing cars. To answer your question, remember the future of this company is predicated on robotaxis and humanoid robots.
That's his narrative.
It's his narrative, but the board's too.
Okay.
So the board also sets Elon Musk in this proposed compensation package to target for robotaxi as a fleet, a certain number of Optimus humanoid robots, while also including the bread and butter business. You must deliver 20 million EVs over that 10-year period to realize the full extent of a $1 trillion compensation deal. It reminds you that they still need to be good at building and selling EVs to consumers to fund this future vision.
Absolutely, because conventional EV sales still make the bulk of their business. I mean, they have this energy business with their batteries, but that doesn't contribute to its bottom line the way that selling Tesla cars do.
Or selling regulatory credits to other automakers. So remember, ZEV credits have been a big factor in the bottom line because you're basically getting super high margin revenue for not doing anything. And that also goes away. So yeah, I find it really fascinating. But as a moment in time, yes, EV sales, yes, United States market, look at the calendar, November 6th, and look at the direction of where some of the key voters stand. New York State Pensions Week, we will not vote in favor of this package. I think this is a really critical print.
I wonder if it then goes to the courts once again, like it did with the exhaust package.
Oh, gosh, please, Scarlett. I don't know, yeah.
Bloomberg Tech co-host Ed Ludlow, if it does, he will be there to cover all of it. Now, of course, global consumers are adopting EVs. Automakers are racing to scale it, but they hit a little bumper in the road, at least here in the U.S., with the expiration of that federal tax credit. Let's bring in John McNeil. He CEO and co-founder at ZVX Ventures. For more on the global EV market, we should mention John is also General Motors Board of Directors, and he's a former president of Tesla. John, it is always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for joining us. We talked about this EV revolution, and obviously it's a long-term story. It's not something that plays out. Yet, you look at what's happening in the U.S., and those federal tax credits, those subsidies, matter quite a bit to U.S. consumers. How important are these federal subsidies to the U.S. consumer adopting EVs en masse?
I think, now if you look at it, 1 in 4 cars sold in the U.S. is electrified. It's either a full battery electric vehicle or it's a hybrid. And so I think we're at the point where the market is probably ready to stand on its own. We've seen this. We've got the benefit of looking at Europe, who 2 years ago rolled back subsidies in France and Germany. And what you see there is the EV market continued to grow, but it was really driven by the car producers that had innovative product and attractive and compelling and modern product. And so I think the EV market's going to continue to grow overall, but you'll see a share shift. And we're seeing that share shift in the U.S. The Tesla sales are up 7%, but GM sales doubled in the EV space. So we're seeing a real share shift amongst just producers in the U.S., but also in Europe.
Right. You mentioned innovative products and compelling offerings. That's been one of the knocks against Tesla, which hasn't really refreshed its lineup. I wonder to what extent